the UFC could be interested in purchasing WWE. Yes, buying WWE. This after Endeavor's president, by the way, Endeavor, for those who were wondering, is the parent company of UFC. They're the company that purchased UFC back in 2016 for a whopping $4 billion. And he was asked, this was Mark Shapiro, the Endeavor president, was asked whether or not they'd be interested in eventually purchasing WWE. He said the following, and I quote, "That would be something that would be interesting and worth exploring. Would we buy it? Who knows? Last I checked, it wasn't for sale. We're interested, though, in anything in the owned sports property segment," he said. Now, of course, this isn't, news of they're going to buy WWE. It's a signed deal and all that. But you could tell by the words there that, of course, if WWE is ever for sale, Endeavor is going to be interested. And, of course, they're going to try to get it because WWE, say what you want about whether or not the product's stale, say whether or not you watch the product or what you want. It's the biggest wrestling name in the entire world. It has a global reach, and it's just like it. Vince McMahon succeeded in one thing, right? He succeeded in one thing. I never give credit to Vince McMahon for making wrestling big because he didn't. And it's a bold-faced lie if you say he made wrestling big. But Vince McMahon made WWE basically a household name. Whether or not you watch WWE, you know of its existence, and you know what it does. Whether or not you watch it is a wholly different thing, though. But having that sort of property that has multiple billion-dollar deals running all at once and is likely going to get a rights increase when their TV deals are up in 2024, it shows you. It shows you exactly. It shows you the exact type of thing that you would want to buy if you're in the sports media market. And if you're WWE, and we've heard these rumors from Nick Khan, we've heard these rumors from Triple H and Stephanie want to sell. We don't know exactly when that would happen, but for the last few years, it's just seemed like they have ramped up so much. Like they've cut costs, they've done all these measures, they've taken all these measures to make sure that profits are as high as possible, so they can say, look at all the stuff. Look at all the money you have, and look at how profitable this company is. Our evaluation right now, WWE's evaluation is like north of $5 billion. In my opinion, I think WWE is going to sell for at least 6, and they could sell as high as 8. Like that, there's going to be multiple bidders. That's going to help out the process. There's going to be multiple bidders for WWE because of the international reach it has. And because of those TV rights deals they have, not just in the U.S., by the way, but internationally, WWE is like insane TV rights deals. But as far as, the news of UFC and WWE potentially being owned by the same property, for those of you who think like, oh, it's going to have an immediate effect on the product and UFC, there's going to be so much crossover. I don't think there's going to be that much crossover, to be honest. Will there be will there be more likely, I should say, for there to be crossover between WWE and UFC if Endeavor owns both? Absolutely. And I think you will see some, but you're not going to see, things like UFC exclusive stars, having runs in WWE. You're not going to see all that. You might see a one-off, maybe once a year type of thing, and that's like, you gotta like Brock wrestle maybe a few times. Maybe that sweetens the deal or something. I'm not sure what that would be. One thing I do know is that I think within the next, we've said it. Everyone's starting to predict, within the next year. No, I think within the next 5 years, the rumblings of WWE selling are going to really come to fruition one way or another. And I do think eventually with Vince McMahon out, Vince McMahon going resigning, was the biggest domino falling to start that process. And eventually, sooner or later, they're going to sell it. It's just a matter of who. It's just a matter of who they sell to. You got other bidders involved, obviously. You got NBC Universal, which has 2 deals right now with WWE, one for Peacock, one for USA Network and Monday Night Raw. And then you have Fox, of course, they have the big SmackDown deal with WWE. And at a certain point, someone's going to buy this company. Whether or not we want to say Disney's been talking about it. Disney's been talking about potentially being in the running. We know Comcast is in there. Amazon. I'm not sure if Amazon's actually going to make a run at WWE over the next few years because the way their finances and the way their Amazon Video at least is looking right now, I think there's probably it's more likely that they're going to end up downsizing soon because they just approved all these shows. They just got this big deal, massive deal with the NFL. And usually when companies do that, when they spend so much money on all this batch content, like they end up taking a step back as far as producing more and going out there and taking that risk to acquire more properties. But we'll see. We'll see what happens with this. As far as what I don't think you'll see Dana White on WWE TV if that's your thing. He's not gonna be like the general manager or anything, but it'd be interesting. But y'all let me know what you guys would think if this happened. Would it be cool? Would we see crossovers? What kind of crossover would we see? Let me know in the comment section below. And always remember to hit that like button, subscribe, and hit that notification bell so you get notified whenever a new video is released.